Hello everyone. Imagine this. A tiny fuel pellet, no larger than your fingertip, can produce as much energy as thousands of kilograms of coal. It may sound unbelievable, but it's true. Today, a significant portion of the electricity used by billions of people around the world comes from a technology that harnesses the immense power hidden inside atoms. But here's the question. Is this technology a blessing for humanity, or does it carry the potential for disaster? In today's video, we're going to explore the complete story of nuclear power plants. The lights in our homes, hospitals, factories, data centers, trains, and even modern artificial intelligence systems all require enormous amounts of electricity. As the world's population continues to grow, the demand for electricity is increasing rapidly. At the same time, fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and natural gas are finite resources that will eventually run out. Because of this challenge, humanity began searching for an energy source capable of providing massive amounts of electricity for the long term. That search led to the development of nuclear energy. So, what exactly is a nuclear power plant? In simple terms, a nuclear power plant is a facility that generates electricity using energy released from the nucleus of atoms. This process is known as nuclear fission. When heavy atoms such as uranium are split apart, they release an enormous amount of heat energy. That heat is then converted into electricity. Why is it called a nuclear power plant? The word nuclear comes from the nucleus, which is the central core of an atom. In coal power plants, electricity is generated by burning coal. In gas power plants, natural gas is burned to produce energy. However, in a nuclear power plant, the energy comes directly from the atomic nucleus itself. That's why it is called a nuclear power plant. Now let's find out when nuclear power was first discovered. In 1938, German scientists successfully discovered nuclear fission. Scientists soon realized that this process could be used to generate tremendous amounts of energy. After World War II, research and development accelerated rapidly. In 1951, electricity was produced from nuclear energy for the first time. The first successful generation of electricity from nuclear power took place at the Experimental Breeder Reactor I, or EBRI, in Idaho, United States. In 1951, this reactor successfully generated enough electricity to power 4 light bulbs. A few years later, in 1954, the world's first commercial nuclear power plant was launched at Obninsk in the former Soviet Union. Many scientists contributed to the development of nuclear technology, including the renowned physicist Enrico Fermi. Now let's look at how a nuclear power plant works. This is the most important part of the story. First, uranium fuel is placed inside a nuclear reactor. When neutrons collide with uranium atoms, the atoms split apart. This splitting process releases a tremendous amount of heat. The heat is then used to boil water. The boiling water produces high-pressure steam. That steam spins a massive turbine. The turbine turns a generator, and the generator produces electricity. In the end, a nuclear power plant generates electricity in much the same way as many other power plants. The main difference lies in how the heat is produced. Here's something fascinating. A single uranium fuel pellet can produce as much energy as hundreds of kilograms of coal. Just imagine how powerful this technology really is. So, how is a nuclear power plant different from other power plants? Coal plants generate electricity by burning coal. Gas plants generate electricity by burning natural gas. Solar power plants use sunlight to generate electricity. Hydroelectric plants use the power of flowing water. Wind farms use the energy of the wind. Nuclear power plants, however, generate electricity using energy released from atomic nuclei. This gives nuclear energy an extremely high energy density compared to most other energy sources. A common question is, why do we need nuclear power plants? The answer is simple. Global electricity demand is growing at an unprecedented rate. Artificial intelligence, data centers, electric vehicles, and industrial development all require vast amounts of electricity. While renewable sources such as solar and wind energy are important, they cannot always provide a stable supply of power. Nuclear energy offers a reliable source of electricity that can operate around the clock. Which countries have nuclear power plants? Today, nuclear power plants operate in many countries around the world, including the United States, France, Russia, China, the United Kingdom, Canada, Japan, South Korea, India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. France, in particular, generates a large share of its electricity from nuclear energy. Meanwhile, countries such as China and India are rapidly expanding their nuclear power programs. Let's talk about the advantages of nuclear power. First, it can generate massive amounts of electricity. Second, it produces relatively low carbon emissions during operation. Third, a small amount of fuel can generate a huge amount of energy. Fourth, it is not dependent on weather conditions. And finally, it can provide continuous electricity 24 hours a day. However, nuclear power also has disadvantages. If a serious nuclear accident occurs, the consequences can be severe. Radioactive waste must be stored safely for very long periods of time. Building nuclear power plants is extremely expensive. In addition, strict safety measures must always be maintained. Today, many developed countries rely on nuclear energy as a key part of their electricity systems. France is one of the most notable examples of this dependence. As the world works to reduce carbon emissions and combat climate change, nuclear energy is once again gaining global attention. Many experts believe that a combination of renewable energy and nuclear power may be one of the most practical solutions for meeting future energy demands. What does the future of nuclear power look like? One of the most promising developments is the small modular reactor, or SMR. These reactors are smaller, potentially safer, and faster to build than traditional nuclear reactors. Countries such as China, the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom are investing heavily in this technology. Nuclear power plants are more than just a method of generating electricity. They represent one of humanity's most powerful tools for meeting the growing energy demands of modern civilization. The technology offers enormous benefits. At the same time, it presents significant challenges and risks. Ultimately, the future of nuclear energy will depend on how responsibly and safely we choose to use it. Perhaps the energy landscape of the next century will be shaped by this remarkable technology. That's all for today. What do you think about nuclear energy? Is it the future of clean energy, or does it pose too many risks? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more informative documentaries about science, technology, and the world around us. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.